What's up, guys? Steve here with the first Showdown live I've done in about 3 months now. I'm apparently very good at not updating for a really long time. But anyway, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon have been out for about a month or so now. I'm actually starting to play OU a little bit more again. I realized I probably didn't do well last season in my league because I haven't really been keeping up on the meta at all. So this is me trying to introduce myself back into it. It's a quick team I whipped up, and it seems to actually be doing fairly well. It has a lot of common weaknesses and kind of gets bodied sometimes, but for the most part it actually does pretty well. First up, we have Air Balloon Stakataka with Trick Room, Gyro Ball, Earthquake, and Stone Edge. You may be wondering, first of all, why I'm not running min or minus speed on a Trick Room set. First of all, Stakataka is slow as shit anyway, so it's probably gonna outspeed basically anything else under Trick Room anyway, except for another min speed Stakataka. Secondly, I actually wanted to EV this. This is the EV spread to gain attack when you get Beast Boost instead of defense or anything else. It's already super defensive, so the attack boost does it a little bit more anyway. Even when you're minus defense nature, you still have base 211 defense, which is awesome. And Earthquake and Stone Edge hit a lot, and Gyro Ball is basically going to be doing max damage to everything, and coming off a 131 attack, that does a shit ton. So pretty excited to use this. There's been a couple of games in my practice where it's just basically set up Trick Room and then swept in the next 4 turns, which has been nice. Next up is Soldu Latias. With Defog, Draco, Ice Beam, and Thunderbolt. Pretty standard, honestly. I kind of just wanted a speedy Defogger, mostly for later in the team. As you'll see, I have a Zard Y and a Gliscopod, which don't really appreciate rocks. Draco, Ice Beam, and Thunderbolt just kind of do a lot of damage, and then Soldu is basically there to power up Draco. Now that I'm looking at it, though, I'm going to actually try changing this to Choice Specs and see how I like that, because I can still run Specs Defog, and that'll actually do a little bit more damage with the other moves. Next up is Mimikium Z Mimikyu. I've never tried to read that out loud before. With Sub Drain Punch, Shadow Sneak, and Play Rough. Sub Mimikyu is actually something I showed on the channel before. It was one of the first sets I made in Pokemon Sun. But a lot of people basically stay in on a Mimikyu to pop Disguise, and then they're like, oh, okay, I'm done with it. But then you basically get a free substitute, and then they have to do it again, which basically forces them to stay in and either take a Drain Punch when they don't want to, or take a Let's Snuggle Forever, which is the cutest name for a Z move ever, but it's definitely not like that cute of an attack, I guess. And it actually does a lot of damage because there's not really very much that wants to switch into, I think it's like base 190 power fairy type move that luckily doesn't miss like Play Rough can sometimes. And given that I'm max speed Jolly, I actually end up outspeeding a fair amount of stuff. I don't know if I actually need to be Jolly because again I'm kind of just getting back into team building and stuff, but it's been nice to outspeed stuff that I've done so far. Next up is Aguav Berry Gliscopod with Spikes, Liquidation, Leaves Jive, and First Impression. The EV spread here is a little bit weird because I just wanted to be pretty bulky with a lot of Spadef, and then the rest just poured into attack because why not? Gliscopod already hits pretty hard, so even just basically giving it a positive, basically just making it adamant, even though I'm not really like investing in it that much, still ends up actually doing a pretty decent amount of damage. And then Spikes is there to spike stack if I want to. Obviously, I'm not really going to spike stack in a game where I think I'm going to defog later, but there are some games where I won't really need to defog because the person doesn't really have stealth rocks. There's a lot of times where I'm defogging, so Spikes is kind of just on there just in case. Next up, pretty standard Charizard Y, Solar Beam, Fire Blast, Air Slash, and Roost. It has an odd amount of HP, so it can switch into Stealth Rocks twice and live on 1 HP, but basically this is just a special nuke. I come in, and if they don't have a fire resist, then they basically just have to sit there and take a bunch of damage from me. And being bulky is actually proven to be kind of helpful. Basically it allows me to live and attack unless it's a rock type move, which is kind of nice. And then finally we have Sun Abusing, Life Orb, Chlorophyll, Vileplume, I don't know why that was so hard for me to say, with Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, HP Fire, and Strength Zap. Strength Zap is a really cool move that I got in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, where basically if I come in, I lower your attack by 1 and then take that value and add it to my HP. If it sounds busted, it's because it is. Basically anything that I come in on at neutral attack is going to be giving me like pretty much full. And then this is just meant to kind of do damage, obviously, with everything else. And coming off a base 110 special attack, it actually does kind of a lot. So with that in mind, hopefully the team does well now that I've previewed it, and we will be back in a second. Okay, so that didn't really take too long. But we have a very scary team, first things first. Probably Mega Diancie. I don't really know what Dragonites are running this gen. They used to run Weakness Policy and just Extreme Speed everything. I'm going to guess that that's probably Mold Breaker Excadrill, just because there's no sand. And then that's probably going to be Misty Seeds, Halucha, just meant as an Unburdened Sweeper. So we got a lot of interesting stuff here. I am probably going to want to lead... So I can lead Golisopod, which counters Mega Diancie, which seems like a decent lead option for him. It also counters Excadrill, which could be a lead option as he just tries to get rocks up. It's not very good against the other 3, but I think that's probably a better option as he leads Excadrill, like I was hoping. So are spikes helpful? I kind of just want to fire off a liquidation, honestly, because if he goes to anything that's not Dragonite, it's taking a ton of damage, and if he does go Dragonite, then that means I break the multi-scale. And yeah, this is probably Focus Sash if I had to guess, but that's fine. I can go Lottie now, and either defog or do a lot of damage to something coming in. So if I go Ice Beam, he either goes Finny or Magnezone, probably. But I don't want to Thunderbolt on him staying in, because he may think he outspeed. No, he's not going to think he outspeeds. I guess safer. Let's just go for a defog as he switches out. He stays in. Whatever. That's fine. It's not really the end of the world. I can just go Mimikyu here and Shadow Sneak, I guess. I was kind of surprised he did that, because I thought preserving rocks would have been a little bit more important. If he switches out here, it's whatever. It's not really the end of the world at all. He probably should switch out, but he doesn't, so rocks are off the field for good, which is nice. He probably goes Magnezone here, and he gets a Volt Switch, which kind of sucks, I guess. I'll just go Vileplume, because I already am naturally kind of bulky and should be able to take it fairly... Whoa, just kidding. Luckily, unless he's... Oh, he's probably actually max speed. Whatever, we'll go for the HP fire here, and if we outspeed, that's cool. And luckily, because we died, he can't... That's probably Specs, actually, I guess. But 199 outsped, so I can Mega finally. And we'll just go for the Fire Blast and keep it safe. He doesn't really seem to be switching that much, but if he does switch, I should be able to still do a pretty decent amount of damage, even though it's resisted. Not really as much as I was hoping, I guess, but that's okay. So Dragonite is an issue, and Charizard is important, but only really for Magnezone at this point. Magnezone's kind of a big issue too. But I don't want to get this thing, or let this thing get a Dragon Dance for free, so let's just go for the Air Slash. Okay. So that should probably actually put it in Shadow Sneak range, so I'm going to go Mimikyu here. And hope that it does. Oh, perfect. Actually, I'm gonna go for a sub then, because why not? His Mimikyu actually does a little bit of work right now. Nice. So he should go Mag here, which allows me to get a Drain Punch off. If he goes anything else, I'll probably just fire off the Z move, honestly, and just try to do damage. I might actually kill here. Almost. I'll just go for another Drain Punch and kill it off. That's fine with me. So he's lefties. So I can fire off a Z move now. Odds are I outspeed. Oh, I do outspeed. Guaranteed. Okay. So I outspeed if I want to, and can fire off the Let's Snuggle Forever. Which I might want to, because I actually don't have the best answers to this besides Solar Beam on Zard. Which is still probably a 2-hit KO, because Tapu Fini is super bulky. But I don't want to get this Scalded, so I think it's actually safer to still go Zard here. Mimikyu seems a little bit more useful at this point. Oh, perfect. I don't know why he didn't go for a Scald, but that's fine. We'll just fire off a Solar Beam. I don't care if he switches at this point. Zone's dead. Finny's pretty solidly dead here. Toxic is fine. So I kind of actually... Okay, so weird play here, but I'm gonna Roost and try to stall out his Misty Terrain one more turn. Okay. So I'm just gonna go for the Solar Beam because it's guaranteed to hit. It's gonna kill from 3%. But now he can't go Hawlucha for free. He basically has to go Finny again to reset Misty Terrain. Assuming that that's a Misty Seeds Hawlucha, because I don't know what else it would really be. Oh, he just goes straight Hawlucha. That's fine. Fire Blast the fuck out of you, and hopefully kill. Last turn of Sun. So he's Continental Crush, Super Sonic Side Strike. Kills. Okay. That's fine. I can go Mimikyu here and fire off the Z move. I'll actually probably just... No, I probably will fire off the Z move here, because Stakataka can come in against Diancie. Can it, actually? Because Diancie probably has Earth Power. So, I'm gonna go Stakataka here and then double into Mimikyu, baiting the Fighting type move. Possibly the high jump kick, I guess. But then that basically allows me to scout what he has. Drain Punch is fine. I'll just go for... I just kind of wanted to see what he had. I think this still kills. Okay, cool. I could have actually gone for sub there and been in pretty perfect condition, honestly. I'll just go for a play rough, because I don't really need this anymore, I think. So Galissapod didn't really get to do a whole lot this game, but First Impression honestly might come back and help. So he forfeited, which is fine, because I don't think even like a physically offensive Diamond Storm would have killed me from full. Mimikyu's actually surprisingly bulky. Not like super fat, but it's bulky enough to take like a hit from something. And then Tapu Fini would have dropped to probably honestly First Impression. And then I had Stakataka in the back if he didn't have Earth Power. I had Stakataka just to set up Trick Room and sweep from there. So I'm going to assume that this guy left and just exit out and call that a win. I don't care if I really lost points for that or whatever, it was a win in my book. So we'll go ahead and find another one, and if I need to, I'll edit it out. If not, we'll just hop right in. I'm not editing that. So we have pretty interesting team. Like it has a lot of standard-ish OU things, but I don't know if I've ever really seen them together like this. So Megazam, Sand, T-Tar, probably a lead, Skarm, Tangrowth is just probably Assault Vest, probably Lightning Rod, Thick Club, Alolan Marowak, and then probably, if I had to guess, Fly Z, Gyarados. So Zard seems like a pretty decent lead option here, because if he leads T-Tar, I can just double into something else, I guess. But I expect him to lead Skarm, so I'll just lead Charizard. He does lead T-Tar, which is annoying, but I can actually Mega Evolve here and go for the Solar Beam. He loses his Spadef boost, and he loses his Sand boost for whatever else he was using it for. And honestly, I don't really need... I kind of need Zard this game, but I don't want to switch out on a Pursuit. And I don't really have too much that wants to switch into this. Besides Stakataka, actually. I lose my Air Balloon, though. So I'm torn already, because it's even for me to go for Mega and Solar Beam, or go Stakataka on the Stone Edge and just hope he doesn't have Earthquake, but that seems less likely, so I'll just Mega and go for the Solar Beam. I don't know if it kills, because he's probably AB. Yeah. But cool. He only set up rocks. So now I can go... Actually, I'm probably just going to go for the Solar Beam again, because even if he doubles into Skarm, I can just go for the Fire Blast after that. Marowak is fine. That took a lot, actually. If you took that much from a resisted hit, you probably died Air Slash. Yeah, be gone. So now you can go back to T-Tar and set up Sand again, but Marowak's gone, which is very, 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 very nice for both of my things weak to Ghosts. So now I'm going to go Stakataka, and if he pursuits, it's fine. It's actually better for me, honestly, because now I can set up Trick Room and just spam, because he probably doesn't have fighting coverage. I don't really know if T-Tar normally carries fighting coverage. And the Gyro Ball spam is on. Stone Edge is probably a guaranteed kill, but honestly Gyro Ball might be too. Oh no, it's resisted. I'll just go for Stone Edge then. Okay, be gone. Beast Boost. Give it to me. And he forfeits, because game's over at that point. So that alone should probably show you how scary Stakataka is. I was a little nervous at first that T-Tar was just going to Stone Edge into Earthquake and then basically Oko. So I played it a little bit safe in the beginning and just went for a Solar Beam, because even if Charizard died from there, I would have gotten the clean switch into Stakataka. Him going for a Pursuit was actually perfect, because that meant I got to keep my Air Balloon, so even if he had Earthquake, which is the more common coverage for T-Tar, he wouldn't have been able to go for it. And then once Stakataka gets a Trick Room up and lands a hit and gets a boost, it's just over. So we'll go ahead and grab another one and be right back. Okay, so... Oh, CrimsonCBAD, cool. So I've actually talked to him before. Looks like he has a pretty interesting team. I'm guessing that's another lead Excadrill. Let's go ahead and go for... Seems like our best option, honestly, is just to go Golisopod and go for the Liquidation. It's probably Sash still, but whatever. Wasn't expecting Rabombi lead. But what takes the Liquidation? Nothing. Sets the webs, that's fine. I can... Okay, so Bisharp is obviously his defog blocker, so whenever I go Lottie, I'm going to have to be careful about just spamming defog for free. I think I can afford to go Zard here, get my Sun up. Yeah, because Moonboss isn't going to be doing that much. And then I'll just go for... I mean, there's no reason really not to go for a Fire Blast, right? Okay. So, he was smart to Toxic, because he doesn't really have a ton for Zard Y. This is kind of exciting though, because I've actually been following CrimsonCBAD on YouTube for a while. He's been in the GBA for a really long time, so kind of fun that I actually get to play someone in the GBA. I think I can afford to go Vileplume here. And I'll probably just Strength Sap. Oh no, I can't Strength Sap because he has Bisharp. I gotta be careful about that. I'll just play it safe and go for Giga Drain then. I didn't outspeed even after. Whoops. So that was my bad. Vileplume definitely should have outsped in that situation. But I can go Stakataka here and just set up a Trick Room now because I have my Air Balloon. And at this point I get 4 kills, I think. I don't want to be like, this may not kill X-Good. No, this kills everything. At least for 3 turns. Unless this is sashed, I guess. But yeah, Stakataka again putting in the work. I think he has to save his Blacephalon to revenge kill me after this. But there's really no reason for me not to just keep clicking Gyro Ball, because it literally just gets 4 kills every time it fucking comes in for free, which is ridiculous, by the way. I'd still click Gyro Ball, I guess. Whew. So that's kind of cool, because Stakataka is just putting in all kinds of work now. I'll go ahead and assume that he has fighting coverage for this, and I think I can just go hard Mimikyu. Well, actually, I'll just let this drop and then go Mimikyu after, now that I think about it, because it doesn't really make sense not to. So he shows his Life Orb, which is fine. I can just go Mimikyu, disguises up. And just Snuggle Forever. Sweet. So that was awesome. I'm definitely keeping that battle in. So as you can see, basically anytime Stakataka comes in and gets a free setup, if the team doesn't have priority, the game's not over, but Stakataka is getting 4 kills. Like, there's very little that resists that 131 attack Gyro Ball, and honestly, like, there's nothing that even really resists Steel that switches into it that well. So basically the game is just setting up Stakataka and then GG. So he probably has a Zard X on this team, because Sun doesn't really seem to benefit it that much. I'm scared to fucking death of Kartana with Tapu Lele support. And he has a lot of lead options this game, actually. But being most afraid of Cloyster just setting up in my face, I think I want to just lead Lottie. Nope. Okay. So this one's going to be a weird one to edit. It looks like we're playing another YouTuber. I actually don't know this guy, like I did the last one, but it looks like a pretty standard Rain team with Tapu Koko, Electric Steed, Hawlucha support. So I guess my best answer to Rain for the moment... Actually, my best answer to Rain is just lead Zard and Mega Evolve after he sets it up. So, why not? Because then I can just basically Air Slash. I'm going to go hard Fire Blast, predicting Koko to come in. It makes no sense with Pelipper staying in, but he may think he has the Rain support to be able to actually take this. If he knows Vileplume's support, he should probably actually see that this is a Charizard Y. But Zard Y is a little bit more uncommon, I guess, than Zard X. So basically my plan for Rain is obviously to keep my Sun around for as long as possible, because it directly counters his Rain. And Vileplume actually does a ton to his team if I play it right, so I gotta be careful with that and play around Hawlucha. My best answers for Hawlucha are probably my Lottie and Stakataka if he doesn't... I mean, I guess he kind of has to have fighting coverage. I didn't really expect Pelipper to stay in, but it's fine, because now Coco comes in and just wrecks my shit, I guess. I have negative answers to Tapu Koko on this team. Vileplume's not switching in directly. It's also probably not outspeeding, since I apparently forgot to give it like any speed EVs, as according to the Mega Diancie outspeeding. But it looks like my least useful member of this game will do that instead is Golisopod, because I'm not setting up spikes really, and it doesn't really look like I'm going to get a chance to do anything, so we'll just sack Golisopod to this Thunderbolt. He's Calm Mind, which is even scarier because Tapu Koko completely wrecks my team. So we'll go for first impression, at least get a little bit of damage off, and then probably just go straight Mimikyu and sub. I guess there's no reason not to sub if I have a Disguise up. So, as expected, that did nothing. As expected, Thunderbolt killed. He doesn't outspeed, actually. Or shouldn't outspeed, I guess. So I should be able to go for a Sludge Bomb here, even if I scare him out into Pelipper. Or I won't scare him out into Pelipper, I might scare him out into Ferrothorn. But even if I do, I can just go for an HP Fire after that. Either way, I scare Tapu Koko out, which is nice. And if I don't scare it out, I'm pretty sure I kill it. I decided to go Vileplume instead of Mimikyu, by the way. Nice. I decided to go Vileplume instead of Mimikyu because I wanted to keep Disguise up for later in the game. In case this Hawlucha came in and was absolutely terrifying, which it will be. So I'm trying to debate here on what is least useful, and I think Vileplume still has a lot of viability left. I think it makes sense to go Latias here, because if I can get in on the right thing with Stakataka, he still has Pharaoh though. So it's either Latias or Stakataka here that I'm sacking, because I need my Sun, I need Mimikyu, and I need Vileplume. I guess we'll just go stack, see if it can live, set up a Trick Room, and try to do some damage while we can. This is absolutely gonna kill here. I probably would have killed even without it, but we'll just go for the Trick Room just in case, yeah. But that's fine, we should be able to go Mimikyu here, and I believe... Well, we'll sub first, but I believe a plus, or Play Rough, or a Z Play Rough should kill. He'll probably just go for Acrobatics, yeah, pop the Disguise, which is fine, because now I just get behind a sub and force him to go for another Acrobatics, which basically forces him to stay in and take the Lex Snuggle forever. I don't know if it kills, but it is super effective. Nice, it does kill. So Hawlucha's gone. Unfortunately, Rain's back. But luckily I can actually just go Zard here and directly counter his Rain, because what's he gonna do, U-turn into something? Scald in the sun and not burn? And I believe I can just Air Slash. Nice. I'll Air Slash again. Okay. That's actually probably better for... No, it's not better, but it's not worse because it stalls Rain for an extra turn. So let's just Air Slash, kill this thing off. He goes Swampert here, Mega Evolves, and probably goes for an Earthquake. Stone Edge. Either way, I go Lottie, because it's least useful. I can still use Shadow Sneak on Mimikyu. Nice, and Waterfall's not even a 2-hit KO. So I might as well just go for a Specs Draco. Nice! Goodbye. And now he goes Kingdra here, probably. I'm gonna stay and go for another Draco, just because I didn't want that thing to potentially set up a Dragon Dance. He has Damp Rock, so he has Rain for another 3 turns, unless I just cancel it right now. And pretty sure Air Slash does more to both of you. You still outspeed though, which is kind of scary. Are you Specs? You're probably Specs, because that did a decent amount of damage. I should be able to switch into 1 with Vileplume. Nice. That was a crit too. We'll just go for the Giga Drain. You're not Akaberry, so you probably die here. Yep. Alright. And then Giga Drain into Shadow Sneak should kill. Unless Giga Drain just doesn't first. Nice. Cool. So I'll go ahead and get one more game with this team, but I'm feeling pretty confident about this live, actually. Ooh, interesting team. Okay. So I haven't seen a Mega Manectric or a Darmanitan on the ladder ever. And it's also been a very long time since I've actually seen a Gengar, basically since Gen 6, now that I think about it. So Lando and Excadrill are both, he actually has 5 lead options, basically everything but Gengar, because Manectric can Volt Switch, Greninja can U-turn, Excadrill and Lando can both set up rocks, Lando can U-turn, and Darmanitan can U-turn. So what the fuck do I do here? Golisopod actually lines up pretty well with all of those except for Manectric. Hopefully it's not Manectric. It's Manectric. Okay. So he unfortunately saw the issue of my team that I have no real switch into most of electric types. And if I just hard Lottie here and he Volt switches, he just goes straight into either of his. So I think actually, as weird as it is, I have to first impression and then basically get momentum via emergency exit and just do damage to this. Still actually did decent damage for, and then I should get my, oh whoops, I EV'd that wrong. So I don't have my Aqua Berry until switching into rocks. And unfortunately, I didn't know that emergency exit goes first, so I still actually kind of don't have my momentum here. So if I go Lottie, goes Gengar, Greninja, which doesn't work. If I go Mimikyu, he probably goes Excadrill, which is fine, but I don't love giving up Disguise this early. Stakataka basically can't be O-Code. No, he just goes Gren and O-Codes. Zard sets up Sun for Darmanitan, which is scary, but might be the best option overall. And then Vileplume is not a good switch here. Yeah, I think I just have to go Zard. It's not the best, but he is amazing pivoting on his team. Oh, JK, I am hella dumb and forgot that emergency exit blocks Volt Switch. So I'm right back to where I was before. I'll just sack Golisopod, I guess. Because then that forces him to get momentum this way. I'm not gonna lie, I apparently have not used Golisopod as much as I thought I had. It's obviously kind of like the background member of this team, but at least this gives me a little bit more momentum because now I'm at least able to go I can actually probably go Stack Attack and set up a Trick Room. His team's super fast. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. Stack Attack has been carrying this live anyway, so set it up. Maybe kill. No kill, but do a lot of damage. Force him to HP Ice, which is what the air balloon's for, because obviously Gren would have been able to just take, or Lando would have been able to take that pretty well. I mean, I'm actually pretty fine with him stalling it out and allowing me to get a little bit of chip damage on everything. I would expect him to switch in either Manectric or Lando here. Manectric probably makes more sense since it resists, but I think it might still kill. Like, that was resisted and still did 58, so we'll see, I guess. But basically, this is the perfect situation for Stakataka to be in. This might still kill. Nice. And then I get my Beast Boost back up. So I have one more turn in Trick Room, and he goes Gren, which obviously has Water Shuriken. So let's just go Lottie. And given the fact that he didn't get Protean, that means he's Ash Gren, which probably means he's Specs. So I'll just go for the Ice Beam, predicting Excadrill to come in. He's not Specs, but he's Z-Move then? So how do I deal with Ash Gren now that I messed that up? Because I thought he was Specs and switching into Excadrill there. Turns out he's probably Z-Move. I would guess Z Hydro. I think I have to sack Lottie here, allow him to get Ash Gren. No, because then I'm not going to outspeed with Vileplume anyway. I still think that's the play though. Sack it here, allow him to get Ash Gren, and then go into Mimikyu and use Disguise. Okay. I'll actually go for a sub here to see what he switches into first. He should probably go either Darm or Gengar. He could go Manectric and try to get Intimidate on me, which wouldn't be the worst play either. But since I don't actually have anything for Mega Manectric either, I'm just going to fire this off. Again, I don't know if this is going to kill, because I am -1. But it does kill, which is awesome. Big crutch for him gone. Mimikyu now has a very hard time doing anything in this game, honestly. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and... Do I keep it around for Shadow Sneak for Gengar, though? So what do I have for Gengar right now? Basically being in Trick Room, which is not ideal. I think I actually go Zard here, because at least I'll be able to resist a Flare Blitz. I probably still die, but it's not the end of the world if this dies, I think. Okay. So I should be able to live 1 and set up another Trick Room. Maybe. Good shit, Stakataka. Can't get burned because of Sheer Force, and we are back in business. Gyro Ball for the win, and that might be game. Actually, no, because he has Water Shuriken. But now I can go Vileplume, and I'm actually slower. Which is interesting, because this allows me to outspeed even though I'm under Trick Room. Water Shuriken's always going to hit 3 times because he is Ash Gren. So I can go for Giga Drain now. He should probably go Gengar. But X-Control dries too, which is nice. And now I think he has to go Gengar. I still outspeed here, so I might as well go for the neutral HP fire. I think Giga Drain still does more, actually. I think Sludge Bomb actually does more. So let's go for Sludge Bomb. Either way, it's mostly just to pop the balloon and try to put this in Shadow Sneak range. So Stakataka doesn't live anymore, but neither does Vileplume. I'll try to go for a Strength Sap, I guess, but he should just go for the Shadow Ball, kill me off. Unfortunately, I think I still lose, but this is definitely a good close game to end on, I think. So Shadow Sneak kills, probably not, actually. Oh, it does, okay. So if I had gotten a little bit more damage on Ashgren, I think I would have actually been okay here. My only hope actually is for him to not kill with Dark Pulse because it's neutral, but I think it's strong enough that it's going to. Oh, he has Z-move anyway. So I think I might have actually been okay there if I had doubled into Stakataka there, sacked it off, and then been able to... Yeah. So that's fine. That was a good game. I guess I can check and see what the timer's at. 44. We'll get one more. I don't like ending on a loss. It was a good game though. If I would have been able to keep Golisopod around for a little bit longer, I think I would have been able to do a little bit. This is an interesting team. Another form of Hawlucha to deal with, this time Psychic Seeds Hawlucha. Megalop, Sylveon is probably a Wish Passer, I guess. I have no idea what Magearna is going to do because Magearna just does stuff every game and it's different and it's hard to plan for. And then Vikavolt probably just a special attacking nuke, which is the reason why I thought Sylveon's more support this game. Probably has Heal Bell and stuff too. So Zard actually seems like a decent lead. Because Lopunny is scary, but I want to be able to get Sun Up so I can just... I want to be able to get Sun Up in case I need Vileplume. He's probably just going to fake out here. It's fine. If he doesn't, I kill him with Air Slash. Okay. So, judging by that damage, I should be able to live a return and go for an Air Slash here. He has plenty of stuff to switch into, but he decided to get greedy and go for a Power Punch. Please land. Thank God. Be gone. So Fake Out, Power Up Punch, Lopunny is super scary, which is the reason why I wasn't fucking around with that. I had a little bit to switch into, like I could have probably switched into Mimikyu and been okay, because I still would have resisted everything, but there's really, like, you just don't mess around with a Mega Lopunny, you just don't. So now I can go Vileplume. If he goes for Hyper Voice, I should resist and be fine. He just goes for a Wish. Sludge Bomb incoming is fairly obvious, so I'm actually going to go for an HP Fire, predicting either Magearna or Vikavolt. It's the big-ass Vikavolt, but it's also almost the dead-ass Vikavolt, so I'm fine with that. Because I can just go for another HP Fire and either do damage to something or kill it off. Kill tough. Good job. So I guess if I was tweaking this team for future reference, I would probably put Aqua Jet on Golisopod and probably just make it I'd probably just make it Choice Band and just try to deal with stuff that way, I guess. Lele coming in is super scary. So my plan for this, to deal with this endgame basically, is to force Lele out, and then as I get Sylveon in, I'm able to go Stakataka on like a Hyper Voice or a Wish or something, set up a Trick Room and sweep. So backtracking from there, what is my best thing to get out Lele is still probably Mimikyu. I need Zard for Magearna. Stakataka, as we talked about already. So it looks like Lottie's actually probably... Yeah, he has 3 fairies. I doubt I'm going to be able to use this dragon that well. So now we actually get to see if he specs or not. I'm going to actually double into... I'm actually going to double Stakataka here, because if he's going to go for anything, it's going to be a Shadow Ball, and I should be able to live a Shadow Ball into something else. And if he switches out, that's even better. Whew. So I might actually not live this, because I don't know if Air Balloon actually counts. Yeah, I'm actually not going to live this. I'll just go back into Lottie. Because I'm pretty sure Air Balloon counts. Oh, and he's actually not choiced, which is good to know. So I'm just going to go for an Ice Beam here. If he kills me off, it's whatever. If not, I'd force it out into something that I wanted to actually force it out into. Gonna be honest, I wasn't actually scouting Focus Blast because I assumed that would have been choice damage, but that's just stupid Tapu Lele damage because Lele's dumb. So knowing that, I'm actually probably just gonna go Mimikyu. I can bluff the... I can either bluff Shadow Claw or he switches out into something else, so I'll just go for a sub anyway. And this is actually a perfect opportunity for me to go Stakataka since he's forced to attack. Should be able to take another one, set up Trick Room, and that might be game. If it is, that's actually probably one of the more interesting ways I've forced Stakataka in before, and I think it is, because Gyro Ball should be able to kill 3 fairies in a fighting type. So Stakataka cleaning up, doing what it's done all live, getting exactly 4 kills, exactly when I need 4 kills. Because I think at this point he just loses, because I don't even think this takes it. Oh, it does. Whoops. So since he got the Reflect up, he actually is fine. I figured that Earthquake might have done more because it was super effective, but I didn't really want to... Like, it's fine, I guess. This should still actually kill here. And since I have Disguise up with Mimikyu still, I should be okay. Like, obviously he gets to go Hawlucha here, but he's forced to attack me because obviously I'm just going to kill if I don't, or if he doesn't attack me. He misses the Flying Press, which is pretty huge. I didn't even know Flying Press could miss. But basically, if Flying Press didn't miss, I was just going to go Mimikyu and click my Z move there, and it would have been good game anyway. But that seems like a pretty good one to end on. This is probably one of my more exciting lives I've done in a while. It was kind of cool to run into Crimson. I've been following him like for a really long time since he's been in the GBA, so it's kind of cool to be able to test the Stakataka team against a guy that I know is actually a really good battler. And as you can see, the Stakataka team basically just puts in all kinds of work. If there was a couple of things I would change about it, maybe add a little bit of speed, EVs, and a Vileplume to actually outrun a couple of things that you were supposed to outrun. And Golisopod should probably be choice banded or something. You may not even want a Golisopod, I guess. There's probably a better water type that would fit this team a little bit better. Probably something with Water Absorb, I guess, now that I'm looking at Stakataka. But overall, this thing's super fun to use. I hope you guys have enjoyed this live, because this has probably been one of my favorite ones I've done in a while. Thank you guys for coming by. Drop a like, drop a like, and subscribe if you're interested in seeing more stuff. As I start settling back into my work schedule, I am planning on trying to build more teams and do more lives, because this is really fun. And it kind of gets me back into the mindset of live commentating battles, which I don't really get to do that much. So hope you guys liked it, and I will see you next time. Bye.